everyone, Diane here, welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to demonstrate for you the Craftamo brush that of the day, which is going to be the cat's tongue, which is a beautiful shape, isn't it? It's worth having just for the sake of the shape. Not sure what it's got to do with cats, but anyway, 3/4 inch cat's tongue brush, very good for leaves and petals and flowers and things like that in general. And so I'm going to use that one, except I'm going to use the one that I've already started using because I don't want to waste not, want not, you know. And I was thinking at some point we might want to do a giveaway, so I might want to give away this set, which has not been used. And probably I'll use as well the rigger, which is a number 4 rigger, which is a fatter rigger than many, but it does hold a lot more paint, so that's a very good thing. Okay, so there we are, and I'm going to be painting on a 10 by 7, I think it is, isn't it? What is this? No, 12 by 9, 12 by 9, and I'm going to put it that way around because it's easier, and I'm going to change the camera. So let's look at this. I've got my big palette here, which has got all my conventional, traditional paints on it. So I've got things like olive green, and hooker's green and sap green here, turquoise, Naples yellow, all sorts of colours. And I've got down here the reds, I've got permanent rose, I've got alizarin crimson. So I've got everything I need between those two colours, those two opposing colours. I've got everything I need for leaves and berries, which is what I'm thinking I would do today. So to get started, I think I'm going to just mix up a kind of sludgy, yellowish colour, and I'm going to put a bit of a background in. And this is just really to break the paper and get me started. And so it's going to be a pinkish, greenish, Naples yellow-ish, maybe a tiny bit of permanent rose in there. Down here, I always think if you paint a loose background like this, it's probably, generally speaking, a good idea to have it go from cool to warm as you go across the page. So this is what I would say was cool because it's more on the greenish side, and then as we go down, we become a little bit more warm with the orangey kind of thing. So now that is basically the background done. See, it took no time at all, right? And then I'm just going to drop in a few, using this brush, a few more or less random, perhaps you could call them leaf type shapes. And that's just kind of the background, and that's just going to get us started, and we'll come back in a minute with some things that are a little bit more shapely. But I'm going to let that dry now. That's dry now, so just to make it a little bit warmer in some places, I'm going to pick up a bit of quinacridone gold, and I'm going to mix that with a little bit of green, so we have a kind of greenish, goldish kind of colour, and we're going to put that in a few places, like that, and then just sort of blur it using the side of the brush. And make sure that we leave plenty of light. We don't want to go all over it, so we are kind of just, you know, sort of thing. So then we might want to go to the hooker's green mixed with olive green, for example, and maybe we'll put a bit of that in up here. And still we're very much in the abstract, if you see what I mean. And I'll just wash that out and then soften my edges everywhere using the side of the brush. And just let it, you know, give you the nice shapes and a few hard edges and mostly soft edges, something like that. And I'm thinking we're going to put some berries and some branches over the top of this, as well as some leaves. So I'll dry that and I'll be back. Okay, so you could come in with your brush and just go straight ahead and paint right onto your background, or you could do what I've done, which is I just very, very loosely sketched out some berries and leaves that I'm going to then paint. And I've decided also that I'm going to use the number 9, I think. Maybe I won't use the number 9, perhaps I'll use the 14, because I haven't even used this one yet, really. So I'm going to use the 14 to do the leaves and the berries, I think, or some of the leaves anyway, not necessarily all of them. And then I'm going to use the rigger to do the stems and that kind of thing. So let's try doing it that way. And the reds, I'm using alizarin crimson, and it's going to have to be mixed with a bit of quinacridone gold so that it's a little bit less blue. And really, I'm just going to have fun painting rough circles wherever I feel drawn, wherever I feel, what's the word? A craving, wherever I crave a berry. And we'll change the colour a bit. So over sort of to the middle or to the right-hand side, they're going to be a little bit more orangey. So we'll just use more quinacridone gold up here. And then once I've got the berries in, I'll put shadow on them using a purplish kind of shade. Some of these are going to be quite yellowish. Don't bother too much about trying to make them too accurate. Later on, you'll probably want to put in some shadowy ones in the background, so very faint. And now I'm going to pick up some green and just using this brush again, just basically say to myself, oh, I'm going to put some leaves in. I don't know where, just leaf shapes. And see what happens, really. So I'm thinking, you know, oh, what kind of tree is it that has this kind of berry on it? Not holly, is it? So we'll put in a few just to get started. And now I'm thinking, oh, maybe what I'll do next is I'll put in some twigs, some background twigs. So we'll use the slightly smaller brush, and I want dark brown. I'm sorry if you can't see this, but I am just activating some brown. I could use my Kuretake colours for this, but they're over there. And if you want to make brown darker, you can add purple to it. This is quinacridone purple, and that actually makes quite a nice contrast with the greens and the oranges and reds and things that you're using. But so we'll just bring this in, and you know, the shakier the better, I think. Just let it all hang out. And where it touches the berries, if they're still a bit wet, you'll get a nice natural looking blur with any luck. That was a group, wasn't it? And so we just keep going down, finding all of our berries that we've prepared earlier. Anyone can do this, really. Anyone can. Yeah, a bit more purple, a bit more brown, make it darker. So the thicker the paint, the darker it will appear. Oh, here comes the rain again. And let's bring this twig down. Maybe, yeah, no, we'll just keep going down. We'll just keep going down. I think I need a few more berries, perhaps. And maybe some nice dark green. So I've just added olive green to that mix that I had. And we're going to put in a few more really quite dark leaves. And you want to, when you have a brush, you want to let the brush have its own head, so to speak. Don't try and control it too much. Let it do its thing. Think like Picasso. And just, you know, why do you have a brush? So the brush can have its personality. So now I'm going to put some shadow on these reds, and that's quinacridone purple mixed with quinacridone gold, and that gives a brown here. Which is nice, and it'll just blur. And we could go for a little bit more quinacridone, so darken these up a little bit with a bit more paint. And you could carry on with this quite a lot. Now that's a nice leaf with two colours in it. So I've picked up some quinacridone gold and some green together. And we'll just put some nice loose ones down here. And they're not really attached to anything, but, you know, it's autumn or it's winter and they've just fallen off the tree. And then I'm going to just get some really loose paint and I'm going to put some spatter on. And we'll put some gold spatter down on this side here, just a few bits and pieces. And you could, if you wanted to, also, you could come in with some stronger darks again and just in a few places strengthen the thickness of your branches just so that it has a little bit more strength. So I think that's probably enough for now. The light has just gone completely again. The sun's gone in, it's pouring with rain. I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to stop. But that was a demonstration, like before, of the number 14 round, the cat's tongue, which is absolutely fabulous for doing backgrounds. As you can see, came out really well. And the number 4 round as well. And you could have used a rigger, but anyway, that's where we are. And I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to let you go. And I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. So I'll say bye for now, everybody, before it goes completely black in here. Bye for now. Bye-bye.